Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside LeBriere Family Arena here for Game 2 of this PHC weekend. Alec Murray alongside Hayes Mantrop with you on the call for this one. Shatuck St. Mary's getting set to tee off against South Kent, the Selects. We welcome our viewers from Connecticut and Minnesota into this one here this afternoon. Shatuck and South Kent for the first time this season. Shatuck, 1 win, no losses, a tie to St. Andrews College. That win and tie both coming against the Saints this season. On the other side of things for South Kent, 2-1-1 on their season right off the bat. That one down inside the Shatuck zone, and they'll pick it up and fire it out onto the far side. Nowdens works it down in. It'll be played aside by the goaltender. Starting goaltenders as Thomas Ruttelis gets the start for South Kent. As that one's thrown across the slot, Garrett Glazer gets the start for Shatuck St. Mary's here in their first games respectively. TJ Hale, he's working it down low. Shatuck on the rip right off the draw here. Buckner throws one on goal, pad save made. That's the first shot of the game as Ruttelis makes the save. That point shot coming through is blocked, and South Kent will regroup. South Kent wearing their black jerseys here for their first game. Black with the red trim. Shatuck St. Mary's in their classic burgundy and whites with the SSM across the chest. Here comes South Kent, but they're going to be in offside as Hudson Guin jumps the gun. And a face-off coming in the neutral zone just underway. A minute in. Face-off right out front of the Shatuck bench. It'll be won back by South Kent. Pellerin, he'll fire it in deep to the Shatuck zone. McCracken back on it for Shatuck. He'll work it up onto the far side. Here's Reify. He works around one man, gets in on the left wing, in behind the goal. Wraparound attempt, it comes out front. Lunging is Ruttelis, and he's able to cover and hang on.
Both teams coming around with some speed, it seems like. Looks like we should have a good game here, Alec.
High-octane pace to start this one. You're exactly right, Hayes. And, I mean, you look at both of these teams. Good scoring options, excellent defensively.
Lots of skill.
A ton of skill. 7 commitments on this Shatuck team to play NCAA Division I hockey in their futures already, and more to come for sure off this squad. As you get your first look at number 6, there he is, Drew Daly. Ton of eyes going to be on this 2010 defenseman for Shatuck St. Mary's. What an electric defenseman he is. They're one guy who plays up with them on the big squad this season, and he is something else if you've ever watched Daly play. Something special. He's a point per game about with this squad as well. So Daly eligible for this draft in the OHL this season upcoming. If he decides to go that route, he's got to be a top priority for a lot of these OHL Ontario Hockey League teams upcoming. Meanwhile, Shatuck, they'll move through center. Anthony with it. He'll work it down in deep. Shatuck will get changes, wholesale changes, as South Kent will move out of their own zone. Perdon works it along the half boards down in deep. Played back around to the far side. It'll be picked up by Puchner. The UMass commit will work it down in deep. Nowdens in on it. His shot goes off the outside of the goal, back up top to the point. Look at the pace these teams are playing with here to start as that one comes just outside the blue line. Picked back up out of their own zone. It'll be flipped through center by Tulloch, and that'll be icing on South Kent, and a face-off coming deep inside the South Kent offensive zone. 3 minutes into this one. Second of 3 games here today in day 1 of this PHC crossover division action this weekend. 3 from the west, 3 from the east. They'll all play each other one time. Mount St. Charles due up next against St. Andrews College. That's the 7 o'clock game here. And that'll wrap up day 1. Right now, Shatuck and South Kent just underway. Here comes Shatuck. It's Spalding's in. Centering pass off the backhand as Damrow couldn't hang on to it. Controlling back in their own zone. Bolotov up at center. He's able to connect with Sokolov. The Brown University commits. Sokolov drops it off, but his pass was picked off, and back the other way goes Spaldings. Stretch pass up at center. It's going to be tipped down into the zone by Resvy. Big hit along the end boards as Shatuck tries to get it out of their own zone. It'll come up along the near side. Hendrickson will tip it through center. And a bouncing puck back down the other way. Tape to tape, Hendrickson. He'll dump it into the South Kent zone. First man on it is Pellerin. He gets hammered into the end boards. Back to the point. Shatuck holds the zone. D to D. Here's Daly dragging and firing just wide. Into the slot it comes. Fanning on the shot as Hendrickson was dumped. Shatuck holds the zone. Sung back around to the near side. Daly can't hold it, and it leaks out at center. Sandwiched in, but Shatuck comes away with it. Here they come back in. It's Grubb. Got picked off, and South Kent moves through center. They'll dump and change as Kazuko sends it in deep. Shatuck, meanwhile, they're back the other way. That puck is tipped in. It's going to be no icing as Hendrickson just a piece of it. Stretch pass back up the other way as Guin tips it down in. First man back on it for Shatuck. And they'll move it back the other way. Jankowskis onto the near side. Here's Ravnik. Ravnik tried to throw one toward the net. It's going to be gloved down by Glazer, and he's going to hang on as that one was rolling through his crease. And a faceoff will be down inside the Shatuck St. Mary's zone. 5 and 2 seconds into this first period. Still looking for our first marker of this game.
Both teams moving the puck really well. We'll see who pulls ahead first.
Shatuck has had the better of the opportunities thus far in this first period. Here it comes back to the point. A shot coming through. Rebound is sent high. Puck knocks right back down. Glazer had no idea where it was. Now it comes back to the near side. Bouncing puck rattling around in the Shatuck zone. It'll be settled down by Luke Host, and he'll work it up. Here's a 2-on-1 back the other way for Shatuck. That one on the backhand. It's shut down. Ratulis makes the save. Here comes Shatuck. They'll stay down and deep. Played back around off the glass, and it'll bounce out at center. Another good scoring chance for Shatuck as Bedoya could not beat the goaltender, Ratulis. Shot coming through from the point is smothered as Garrity let it fly, and Ratulis will hang out for a faceoff. Onto the near side, it's picked up by South Kent. Here they come in quickly. Resvy, his shot is wide. Back along the near side, it's held in back of the blue line. Boltolov can't hold it now, it's through center. Shatuck is back the other way quickly. Look at that move through the neutral zone. Back out front, score! Roberts not in, buries it, and Shatuck strikes first off a beautiful feed coming into the zone. And Outens, the Harvard commit, has Shatuck on the board. It's 1-0.
Wow, we really saw that play develop right from their own blue line. Nice pass and a beautiful goal. Great chance to capitalize.
Shows you how quick this Shatuck team can strike. Up the ice in a matter of seconds, and all of a sudden the puck's in the back here net. Shatuck St. Mary's has the first goal and the first lead of this hockey game here this afternoon. Here comes South Kent back the other way on the near side. Ravnik throwing it toward the net. That one's blocked. Goes back after the centering pass coming out front. And Puchner will knock that down. Guin try to get it back to the point. It leaks out. It'll be fired back in. Bolotov. South Kent will make wholesale changes. Shatuck going to try and take advantage. Here they come up the near side wing. It's TJ Hale. He'll dump it in, but Shatuck also going to go for wholesale changes. Meanwhile, lone man down in the zone is Dominic Anthony for Shatuck St. Mary's. South Kent, they'll pull it out. Padula's shot is turned aside by Glazer. Loose puck laying in behind the Shatuck net. It'll be tapped around by Urban. Urban gets it up to the blue line, and here they come through center. Dominic Anthony into the zone. Anthony, drop pass. They try to go back out front for Anthony, and a good defensive play on the back end. Ethan Chen digging at it. Back to the point it comes. Garrity's shot is whistled wide. Pinching in, and Logan Urban to chip that puck down in behind the South Kent zone. Pellerin finally will force it out at center. Slap back in by Damro. Shatuck getting changes and regrouping is South Kent in their own zone. That'll be down. No icing, it'll be waved off. JT Borland pinned into the end boards, trying to work that puck free. Loose puck comes up front. It'll be picked up by Shatuck, though, and Rannick Hendrickson will move through center. Hendrickson down the left wing, throws it out front, off a stick, and that one goes just wide. St. Mary's holds the zone. Hendrickson to the point. Borland for Hendrickson, half boards, back up top, high slot, shot through, save made, Ratulis. Jankowskis will pick it back up in his own end and fire it through center. That's as far as they get. Shatuck regroups. Dumped in by Sung. Hendrickson heads in after it. Bouncing puck. Free for the taking down in the South Kent zone. Now they finally get it out through center, and here they go. Sokolov trying to force his way on goal. It'll roll to the goaltender, and Garrett Glazer will play it off the boards and out. Sung just dumps it in and goes for changes on the Shatuck side of things. Meanwhile, South Kent out of their own zone. That pass misfiring. Shatuck all over them down in their own end. That puck lodged in the equipment of the defenseman Bolitov, and now it's freed up by Shatuck, and here they go. Beto working it wide on the far side, in behind the South Kent zone. Out of the near corner. Battle after it. Spalding lofts it up, can't get it back to the point. There's a hit coming through by Beto, but meanwhile it's South Kent down in the slot. There's a shot ripped on goal by Resvy. And the glove save is made by Garrett Glazer. He'll hang on with 10-12 to go. What a pace. I mean, we've been talking about it, Haynes, through the first 10 minutes, but it hasn't let up.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
This faceoff will come down to the right of the goaltender Glazer. Borland, the defenseman, off the faceoff, will play it around the far side. First man in after it is Puchner. University of Minnesota Duluth, one of two on this Shatuck team that are committed to Minnesota Duluth. They'll work it back to the point. It's just held in. A shot coming through on the point by Urban is steered aside by Ratulis. South Kent back in. That shot off the pad and right back out as it's covered by Glazer. Just had enough on it on that left pad. And a faceoff will come down to deep inside Shatuck territory.
Shatuck's applying great pressure on both sides of the puck in this first 10 minutes of the game.
Couple of good scoring chances for each team. And South Kent has had the opportunities, just haven't been able to bury just yet. A face-off win, South Kent. Maybe here's the time. A shot is blocked out front. That's Reify getting in front of it. Nicked along to the near side boards, onto the left wing. Back to the point. His shot is gloved down as they cleared traffic out in front of Glazer, and he hangs on. Another shot. That one lofts just high over top of the goal. Bodies flying everywhere on the far side corner. Shatuck a little bit panicked down in their own zone now. They'll settle it down as Puchner Reverses it back to the far side, and Shatuck will work out at center. Payne Rifey dumps it down in. South Kent will take over. Langlois fires it in deep. He'll go for a change, and Shatuck stretch pass back up. Good stick coming back. Bolatov to break that up. Played high off the glass and back out at center, and a race for it. Bedoya, he gets thrown down to the ice. Play continues. South Kent. Kylie Ram, there's a shot. They score. Made something out of what seemed to be nothing, and we're tied at 1. Looks like it's going to be Alexander Sokolov.
Beautiful pass from number 11, Resvy there.
Resvy to Sokolov. It's a great point, and it's 1-1 here in the first period with 8:29 to go. Just an innocent dump into the zone, and we're all square at 1. Talked about how South Kent has continued pressure. They have had good chances in this period, but just hadn't been able to bury. TJ Hale right back the other way for Shatuck. He gets thrown down to the ice. That's going to be a penalty. Shatuck's going to head to the power play here, as it's going to be touched up by Resvy. And we'll see our first man advantage this afternoon, and we'll go to Shatuck St. Mary's in a 1-1 game. Tripping's going to be the call. Nowdins over the boards. Out there with TJ Hale. Drew Daly on the back end. Ethan Sung out there as well. And in to take the face-off is Luke Puchner. They'll win it back to Daly. Daly skates the blue line. Looking for a lane. Couldn't find it. He'll pass off down low. Nowdins lost it. And Daly couldn't hold on to it. Shatuck's going to be called offside here. You're really going to treat here if we can start to see some of this puck movement that we know Shatuck St. Mary's is capable of. Face-off just outside the offensive blue line. Puchner in to take the draw, wins it. They'll quickly get back into the zone. Nowdins up along the half boards, gets it back up top. Here's Puchner back to the point. Daly. Daly thinking about it. Now he'll let it fly. Hit a stick on its way to the goal. Wide. Back up top to the point. Daly. Look at him skate the blue line. Looking for options. He'll pass off. Here's Puchner back to Daly. Daly thought about it. Now he's going to fire through traffic and a scrum out front. Thomas Ratulis makes the glove save. Face-off will be down to the left of the goaltender, Ratulis. Back up top to Daly. The face-off is won. Daly got a lane. He fires. It's tipped on goal. Ratulis the save, and it's kicked to the corner. Back up top. Here's another shot. Ratulis denies as well. South Kent, can they clear? No. What an effort it was by Puchner. 1 minute even to go on the power play. Back to Daly at the blue line. Daly, near side. He finds Puchner. Puchner shot. Turn aside. Ton of pucks on goal. They can't clear. Shatuck has it back. Daly shot through everybody, and it was tipped just wide. He's got it back up top of the blue line. Drew Daly on the near side of Puchner. Puchner sifts it down low on the near boards to Nowdins. Back up top to Daly. Daly, far side. Looking for something on the dot. Nothing. Daly finds it. Fires just wide. 20 seconds to go. We got a penalty coming, and that will save South Kent as they are drained down in their offensive zone. What a power play look by Shatuck. Tons of opportunities, but unable to find the back of the net. And I believe this one's going to be on Shatuck St. Mary's, and TJ Hale's going to be hauled off. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 20 seconds. And then it will be an abbreviated power play for South Kent as the Selects have it down in their own zone. It'll be played by the goaltender around the far side, but Shatuck opts to bring it out. Look up at the clock. They got 8 seconds to work with here, so we'll see if they try to go for one more offensive burst. They will, as Colin Grubb is into the zone. That'll do it. $1:30 to go on a power play now for South Kent. They'll move it into the zone, in onside, drop back off for the backhand man, Sokolov. Sokolov, he's the goal scorer for South Kent here this afternoon. Back to the point it comes to the near side, Resvy. To the point, high slot shot, they score! Sokolov buries it again, off the rebound. And we'll see if that puck was in on the point shot or not. Nonetheless, it's South Kent with a 2-1 lead as they strike on the power play. Now it looks like they're going to give it to Kylie Ram. So Blake Kylie Ram makes it 2-1.
Just a beautiful play. Some good puck movement from the whole team there. And they capitalized.
Looked like that shot from the point was in regardless, but they'll make sure of it. As Kylie Ram gets credited with the goal. And it's 2-1. South Kent's got their first lead of the game. Work down into the corner. It'll be picked up by Pardon. He'll throw it out front. Loose puck in the slot. His shot is ripped just wide. Rolling puck on goal, and not taking any chances. Garrett Glazer will cover. $5:13 to go, first period. 2-1. Selects up on Shattuck St. Mary's. Face-off win for Shattuck. Garrity. They'll carry out of their own zone. Drew Daly up off the boards, down, gets it in deep. Jankowskis, first man on it for the Selects, up along the near side half wall. It'll be worked free, and they're going to call offside at the blue line, so a face-off will come in the neutral zone. Face-off won by the Selects. That'll be chipped around on the far side. Here they go back again. Spearins throws it wide. Back up top, it's held in. Another one thrown toward the goal. That time by Ravnik. It's also wide, and it comes out at center. Trying to throw that puck through the neutral zone. That's going to be sent down the ice, and icing will be waved off. Back to pick it up is Garrity. Throws it around the boards. It'll be collected there out front of his own bench by Weber. Weber gets it back in the neutral ice area. Battle for it. Now it'll be settled down, and Guin will loft it in deep. Selects will go for wholesale changes. Meanwhile, Shattuck will tip it down into the zone. Ethan Chen up and out of play with 4:07. So Shattuck St. Mary's coming out of this one all steam ahead, and South Kent just stayed right with them, and now they've kind of taken over here, and they've matched that energy throughout the majority of this first period. It is a face-off in the neutral zone, one back by South Kent. They'll rip that puck down in deep. Quickly after it is Sokolov, a centering pass up top. He was looking for Resvy, couldn't get to him. Another one thrown wide of the goal. They are all over him here in the offensive zone. Bang back up top to the point, Bolotov. And they lose it now as Shattuck will work through center. Nowdens gets it down in deep for TJ Hale. Nowdens works it out of the corner back to the point. D-to-D, Urban's shot was blocked. Urban up along the near side. It was tipped down in, icing's waved. Puchner. And they'll loft it out at center. South Kent changes. Shattuck. Meanwhile, they're up the ice. Pass intended for Hale, misfired. Nowdens has it in the corner. Up top, trying to get it loose. There's a shot coming in on the slot, and Hale's denied. Back through into the zone. They're right back on it. Puchner drive is blocked. Bjorkman sifts it into the Shatuck end. Garrity for Daly. Daly off the boards, up, and here goes Shatuck through center. It's Nolan Beto leading the charge. Beto works it up, and a backhand drive from a short angle from Spaldings is turned aside. Under 3 to go here in this first period. 2-1 South Kent on top of Shatuck. Tate Spalding after it down in the offensive zone. Back for Tulloch. That pass is going to be deflected up into the Shatuck bench. And with 2:12 to go in this first period, the pace continues what it was right from the puck drop.
That first goal from South Kent really shifted momentum and changed the way this game's looking.
Not either team letting their foot off the gas here in this first period. Back in to play it. They'll rim it around on the near side boards. Collected there by Ravnik. Ravnik up at center. It'll be forced in by Guin. Guin rubbed out along the boards. Back in on the attack down below the goal line. $1:50 to go here in this period. South Kent wins the battle down low. They'll work it back up top to the point. Tulloch, D to D on the far side. A shot deflected high. Tate Spalding will work it through center. Here he goes off the boards. Janskowskis backing around. They'll turn it over. Shatuck has it with Grubb. Grubb gets it down low. Sung digging for it below the goal line. He'll work it free. Looking for his man, and Tate Spalding finds it back to the point. Little chip for Borland. Back for Spalding, a shot. And it's gloved down by Ratulis, who hangs on with $1:10 to go here in this first period. A big offensive faceoff coming for Shatuck. Off the faceoff, it'll be won back by Damro. And it's flipped up and out of place. Only a couple of seconds drained off the clock in the faceoff. We'll be right back where it was a few moments ago.
Sure, Shattuck's looking for one here so I can tie up the game.
Want to go into the dressing room even at 2. South Kent got other ideas as they'll move it with Sokolov over the offensive blue line. He's stopped up. That's as far as he got. And Borland will play it high off the glass, and here they come back the other way. Ethan Sung, tight angle. He'll rim it around the board. Sokolov plays it back out at center with 40 seconds to go. And that puck is up into the Shatuck bench with 38.2 left in the first period. Face-off on the South Kent side of things in the neutral zone. They'll get tossed from the face-off dot, and Resvy will come in and take it. Shatuck wins it cleanly. Urban gets it into the zone. Bedoya down below the goal line, battling for it. Loose puck is collected by South Kent. And they will move through center. Almost got a penalty call there. Not going to get it, though. And Bedoya will turn it back the other way. Here's Bedoya. In onside, poked off his stick by Pellerin. Pellerin coming in to help out down low. Dominic Anthony digging at it. 2 seconds to go, and that'll bleed the rest of this clock here in the first period for Shatuck and South Kent. In a first period that brought a ton of energy, a ton of pace. It never let up throughout the full 20 minutes. As Shatuck struck first, as Robert Snowdens got the first goal of the hockey game. They were up 1-0, then conceded back-to-back goals. Sokolov followed up by Kylie Ram, the goal scorers for South Kent, who take a 2-1 lead to the room after 20 minutes. Hayes, thoughts on that first period for both sides?
Well, it looked like both teams were moving the puck really well. Lots of skill, lots of speed. 3 nice goals. Shatuck started off with a nice goal. I thought momentum was swinging their way, but the Selects came back and scored one of their own, and then there came another one on a power play.
The goaltender has played excellent for South Kent, we should mention as well. Thomas Rutlis has been outstanding, facing a ton of rubber and only letting one by off a rebound. We'll step aside through 20 here at LeBriere Family Arena at St. Andrews College here on a great weekend of PHC hockey. After 20, 2-1 South Kent on top of Shatuck. Take a short intermission. We'll be back for period 2 here in Aurora. Well, welcome back inside LeBriere Family Arena here on a Friday. Day one of this Western Side PHC Showcase. Game two, Shatuck and South Kent. 2-1. South Kent on top of Shatuck St. Mary's after 20 underway here in the second period. Alec Murray alongside Hayes Mantrump. Thanks for joining us from Aurora all weekend long. As this one's worked down into the Shatuck zone right off the opening faceoff. High octane, high pace first period. We'll see if that continues here in this second. Work back to the blue line. It'll be fired down the ice. Goaltender Glazer out to play it. He'll leave it for his defenseman. Coming in is Logan Urban. Urban will work it up on the far side. TJ Hale. Hale, hands off. Driving toward the goal. Can't get a shot off. Won't work that down in the corner. Puchner. Try to work it back up top to the point. Comes right back to him. He'll force it in. Shatuck will make changes. Tap pass out. They turn it over. And then it's right back to South Kent. Kylie Ram, who was one of the goal scorers for South Kent. He'll work it down into the zone. Nowdens fires one on goal. It's turned aside by Ratulis. Back up at center. Driving in on the right wing. A shot goes high and around the boards. And a bouncing puck will be settled down. And here goes Ethan Sung. Sung tied up. What a find on the near side. And the pass. It bobbled off the stick of Hendrickson. Battle for it up along the near side boards. It'll be worked out and fired down into the zone by Spearance. Glazer out to leave it. Played up for Sung. He'll tip it through center. Right back down into the Shatuck zone. Glazer will play it. Risky play up into the slot, but it works out as they'll move it through center now. Tip down into the zone. Icing's waved off as Grubb. Plays it around the boards. Intercepted there. His pass by Bjorkman. Bjorkman got it out at center. That's as far as he got. Turned right back in by Bedoya. Bedoya erases his man onto the end boards. It's back out through the neutral ice area. Shatuck. Couple of touch passes. They're right back into the zone with Reify. His shot on. Rebound! It's loose. Where is it? Underneath the goaltender. Ratulis is down. No signal from the official. And somehow that puck stays out. We stay 2-1.
Wow, Alec, the first 2.5 minutes of this game, it looks like, or of this period rather, it looks like both teams coming out with the same energy they had in the first. We got another exciting, high energy period ahead of us.
I mean, this is what we knew coming into this game, Haynes, is that these two teams offensively are going to try and match each other shot for shot, swing for swing. They've done that so far. Shatuck holds the zone. A centering pass out front. Loose puck in the slot. Nobody can get a stick on it. Shatuck able to hold the zone momentarily. We got a penalty coming. It's going to be on South Kent as Bedoya was hooked up. And Shatuck to the power play. 0 for 1 so far on the night. And Shatuck St. Mary's will get a second crack at it.
This is another opportunity. Hopefully they can tie the game back up. I'm sure they want one back after letting in a goal on the power play. It wasn't great, but I'm sure they'll come back and score. Well, lots of energy here.
Looking for another opportunity. Power play deep as the faceoff is deep inside the South Kent zone. On the faceoff, it'll be one back by South Kent and cleared right off. So Shatuck will have a chance to break out of their own zone and set up. Daly works it onto the near side. Down the left wing is Sung. Sung gets it in for TJ Hale. Sung picks it up back in the corner. They're set up. Daly on the blue line. Look in. Daly will pass off to the far side. Puchner works it down low. Lets it go back up top for Daly. Daly thought about it. Now holds. Daly, high slot. He fires. Blocker save. It's in behind the goaltender. Where is it? It's down. And it squeaks wide. Back up to Daly at the point. Man, he's got a way to get those shots through. Sung, near side. His shot is blocked. That one stings as Griffith got in front of it. Daly back of the blue line. Stops, pops, fires just wide. He finds a way every single time to find a puck through multiple bodies. Sung on the near side dot. Far side, they score! Sung finds Noddins for his second of the night, and Shatuck's tied it at 2 with a power play goal.
Well, amazing vision from number 14, Ethan Song. I didn't even see that from all the way up here. Great pass.
It was Daly on the blue line over to Sung. He had to regroup, and Noddins creeps in back door. Sung right on his tape, didn't even have to move his stick and hit it, and we're tied at 2. The way that power play unit moves the puck, so tough to stop. And we're back to square one. Here comes South Kent back right away. Esposito with it. He'll work it around to the point. Held in by McCord. Back in deep. Looking for Esposito. Couldn't get it to him. Big hit in the corner. As that was Rowan McCord laying out the body. Back the other way comes Shatuck St. Mary's with a shot that goes high. Picked up on the near side, Bedoya. He'll free it up for Hendrickson. Bedoya plays it out front, pinching in from the point. They'll hold the zone, circling in. Out front, a shot is blocked. That one deflects to the near side, and we get a whistle. As both teams will make changes here. 4 and change into the second period. Shattuck's got an early one on the power play to tie it at 2.
That's exactly what they wanted. Great start to this period for Shatuck.
Face-off will come deep inside South Kent territory. Off the draw, Gavin Weber wins it back to the point. It's held in momentarily. A loose puck now will be slung out of the zone by Jankowskis. Back after it on the far side, Resvy. He lost it, and Shatuck tried to clear the zone, did not. It's held in at the blue line. Daly with it in his own zone. Gets around one man, gets it up, and here comes Shatuck St. Mary's with Reify. Reify, look at the speed, turns on the Jets, and he's shut down on his way to the goal. Ratulis with a good save to keep us tied. South Kent working back the other way. Little give and go over the offensive blue line out front. Resvik spins and fires, and a glove save made by Glazer, and he hangs on.
Number 11, Resvy, doing a great job applying pressure down in Shattuck's end.
Chipped around by Shatuck and around and out at center. It'll be knocked down. Beto into the zone comes Shattuck St. Mary's. Spalding on the half wall has it. Spalding works it down low, pops back up top to the point. Almost came out, but held in by JT Borland. Borland forced to back off as that was coming out of the zone. Spearance gets it in deep. Ravnik heads in after it, spinning off his check, but he lost it. And Chen will dump it down. Flipped around out of the near side. Colin Grubb meets it momentarily, but now it's taken back the other way. And here goes Ravnik. Ravnik finds the open man into the slot. One too many moves for Guin. And he gets it back up top to the point. They do hold the zone as Svit Ravnik works it in. Ravnik gets it out front, rolling puck, save made. Glazer, his best of the night so far. He keeps it tied. Here's some pressure now from South Kent. It'll be picked off, and Nolan Beto will flip it in, and Shatuck gets a much needed change. Charlie Griffith off the boards and out at center. Bouncing puck knocked down there by Noddins. He's back the other way. Could not get around Griffith. Noddins for Hale. Trying to get it back out front for Noddins. Instead, it's worked out at center and down the ice. That'll roll icing on South Kent Selects.
Both of the teams starting to really throw their weight around now. Number one, Shatuck's goalie making a great save, keeping the game even here.
You know, it's a puck that just rolled up into the slot, Hayes, and he was right there to challenge out as a smaller goaltender for Shatuck. You got to challenge, you got to be out, cut those angles off. He did a great job getting out around that blue paint to shut it down. Pellerin around to the far side. Little chip feed off. Has his man getting on goal. And Herndon could not finish. Shatuck will carry out of their own zone with Daly. Out of the near side, he's got Putchner. Daly heading to the goal. Trying to spin it back out front. It's intercepted. And here comes South Kent. 3 wide into the Shatuck zone. Purdon turns it over. It's up at center. Here's Hale. He gets rubbed out along the boards. Big hit there by Resvy. Stretch pass is not going to be touched, and that's icing on South Kent. So another offensive draw coming for Shattuck St. Mary's. 11:54 to go here, second period, and a 2-2 hockey game.
Very even game so far. Both teams applying a lot of pressure, lots of shots on net.
Shot right off the faceoff is turned aside by Ratulis. Played back off the boards, and here comes South Kent back through center. It's Sokolov leading the charge. There's a shot, save, rebound as it popped out of the glove of Glazer, but it's swiped wide to the boards. Sokolov. I'll work on it down low. Kylie Ram, centering pass, but to the wrong stick. And here goes Shattuck. Ethan Chen leading the charge. Poked off his stick. Great defensive play by Janskowskis. Massive collision at center as Janskowskis throwing his weight around. Shattuck has it back in the neutral zone. They'll dump and go for changes. Picked off on the far side. Sung held the zone. Look at him skate. Sung in behind the goal. Still has the puck. And now he lost it. Nobody back at the point to pick it up for Shattuck. He's got to go all the way back. Damro up at center, forces it down in. Onside Shattuck, Sung. An engine that never stops for 14. Just keeps on going. Back up top to the point. It's not held in as that one squeaks by Luke Host. And icing on South Kent. Again, another icing call.
Massive hit from Matthew Jankowskis up in the neutral zone. Big collision.
Face-off coming down to the left of the South Kent goal. That one thrown toward the goal. It's off the stick that time of Griffith and wide. Trying to clear the zone. Battle for a loose puck comes out at center. Here comes Guin. Down the right wing. Guin stumps up into the corner. He'll feed it down along. Centering pass back out front. Streaking through, and nobody able to get a stick on it. Hendrickson down below the goal line. He gets hammered into the end boards. Griffith coming in to help out. Shattuck will come away with it. Putchner. His tight angle shot off the crossbar. They get it back down low. This Shattuck line work with Bedoya. Hendrickson down in the corner as well with Bedoya, but South Kent trying to clear. Will not work. Daly stepping up to kick it down in deep. Putchner has it down in the corner, back up top to the point. D to D, Daly looking in the slot, hits his man. Bedoya has to turn it back to Daly. Daly, ton of ice, he fires, save made by Ratulis. Daly collects back on the half wall. Spins it down low for Rifey. And finally, South Kent's able to bury it out at center. Shatuck in their own zone will stop and reset. Now they'll go. Far side pass, Payne Rifey up at center over across the blue line. Drop pass, here's a shot. That one turned aside by Ratulis again. Shatuck holding on the pressure, another drive block. Puck drops out in the slot, and first man on it for South Kent as they'll dump it down in Max Borkman. Luke Puchner up at center, chipped in by Rifey, they'll change. Tip back up, held in the zone as that puck is back through center. Nowdens in, out front, a centering pass, unable to get a clean shot off is Hale. This line going right back to work for Shatuck. Resvey in all alone, lone man down is South Kent making changes. Shatuck go get it out at center. Here they come. It's Hale in, a centering pass. Sokolov intercepts, and they come back three wide. Leading the pack is Resvey. Cuts to the middle. Still has the puck. Rolling loose up top of the slot. Holding. It's Griffith. D to D. Far side shot through. Save made. Pouncing on the rebound is Garrett Glazer, who hangs on with 7:25 left to go in the second.
Both teams with lots of great opportunities. We saw a few chances down in the select ends. Some shots from the point, some nice shots from the slot. Both goaltenders playing amazing.
Clean face-off win back for South Kent. They'll take it down on the near side corner. Weber gets it up, and here come the Sabres up at center. It's Luke Host with it into the zone. He lost it, and South Kent will take back over at center. That puck is rimmed in deep. Rowan McCord on it, throws it out front, comes cross crease, and Shatuck will pick it back up with Davis Damero. Damero will dump it in. Shatuck goes for wholesale changes. Pass up top collected there by Padula. He'll fire it in deep. Meanwhile, it's Shatuck on it. Garrity in his own zone lost it. Daly's got to go back for it. Daly finds it at center, and here goes the Shatuck defenseman. Daly drops it off. In they come. A shot right on. Save. Rebound. Loose puck. It's still loose down in the South Kent zone. As Daly was down there with Spalding, and the two of them almost gave Shatuck back the lead. Back at center. Into the zone, offside as Spalding a step ahead in a faceoff. Will come in the neutral zone with 6 even to go here in the second period. Knotted at 2s as Robert Nowdens, the Harvard commits, got 2 for Shatuck, the lone goal here in the second period.
Great opportunity for Shatuck down there. Almost spotted one.
That's Daly going to work down in the zone. Face off, some rough stuff off the draw. Shatuck gets it in deep. A reminder to our viewers here today that one more game to go tonight. That is the home host, St. Andrews College Saints. They'll take on Mount St. Charles Academy. Meanwhile, backdoor pass and a pad save made by Glazer. Didn't even see it through his pad at it. Stays tied at 2. Man, this pace just has not stopped in this second period. Both teams, end to end. Langlois trying to center it off a skate, holds the zone. Back of the blue line, he flips it in deep. South Kent making changes, meanwhile picked up by Logan Urban. He hits his man, Beto, on the near boards. Who gets it in deep? Jankowskis back in his own zone. They'll fire it down. It's tipped as Glazer out to pick it up. in behind the goal. Urban gets it up and out as Chen digging away at it at center, now pokes it in to the South Kent zone. Played off the boards, it's held in by Puchner. Here comes Puchner down the wing. Puchner's shot, save made, loose puck, still loose in the blue paint, down, it squeaks out, and once again, Shatuck unable to bury a loose puck in the blue paint. Puchner, tight angle shot, turned aside by Ratulis. Rebound, comes back up top to the point. It's held in by Damrow. He steps around his man, throws it on goal. Save made once again, and finally South Kent is going to bounce it down the ice, and that will go for icing on the Selects. Another grade A scoring opportunity for the Sabres, and they come away empty.
Number 9, Luke Kuchner there with a few chances down below.
Faceoff will be down inside the South Kent zone. Flipped off the boards, but held in back of the point. Nice job there by Reify. This puck will be chipped in off the stanchion, and now Shatuck will turn it back the other way. Ethan Chen at center. He lost it as Guin had it momentarily, but now it's sifted back in by Puchner. Puchner picks it up on the boards, feeds it down low. Tight angle shot is turned aside by Ratulis. Back to the point it comes. Davis Damrow works it in deep and around to the far boards. It's picked up there by Sandia Padula. Right back into the zone is Shatuck. Ethan Sung. Sung chips it in deep. In after it is Weber. Couldn't get there. It's out at center. 3 minutes to go. Here comes Shatuck. In all alone to the backhand. And Hendrickson is shut down by Ratulis. And we stay once again tied at 2. The goaltenders showing out here in the second period.
They're beautiful save. These goaltenders are something else.
Bailing out their teams here in the second period. And his faceoff will come to the left of Thomas Ratulis. Faceoff win. Shot right off the draw from Sung was blocked. Shatuck will get it by one man. Now they're up at center. It's Gavin Weber down the wing. Weber a shot. Glove save made. So Shatuck has kind of turned up the heat a little bit, if that's at all possible. Looking to retake the lead. Their last lead was 1-0 in the first period. They've trailed 2-1. And now back to square one, tied at 2. They'll set up for the offensive faceoff. Gavin Weber stepping in to take the draw for Shatuck. It'll be one back as he lost that draw. Griffith will ring it around the boards. Pass out for Sokolov at center. Played it off a skate, now has it back. Sokolov's shot turned aside by Glazer. Back out for Weber. Weber throws it off his own teammate's skate, and it's back into their own zone. Another one off a South Kent skate. Cameron Garrity back with it at center. Throws it into the zone, but that's as far as they get is Jankowskis. Back the other way. First man back is Cameron Garrity. Garrity will leave it there as Bedoya was coming in to help out. Bedoya up on the near side for Reify. Reify streaking down the left wing. Poked off his stick. Coming in to help out. Bedoya wipes out into the end boards. Stopping up is Shatuck at center. Reify trying to work that puck the other way. Instead, it's South Kent. A centering pass coming out front. We got a penalty coming to Shatuck. Tripping's going to be the call out front. Oh, it's going to be a hook regardless. And South Kent is going to go to the power play here with about 32 to go in the second period. Tied at 2. A power play, Hayes. That's 1 for 1 already on the night.
Shatuck's been applying a lot of pressure this period. We're back in their end. South Kent's got a power play opportunity. We'll see if they can capitalize and score one. Momentum's definitely been going Shattuck's way, so curious to see what happens here.
Resvale step into the face-off dot. He'll tee off against Colin Grubb. Grubb, the UND commit from Shattuck. As South Kent will indeed set up. Rivey back to the near side. Padula, far side. There's a shot that goes just wide. Resvy, all the way around it comes. He's got it back. Tap for Sokolov, offside.
It's a powerful shot, just wide, coming from the point, number 11. Revsy.
Off the face-off, it's won back by Shattuck, and they'll just dump it into the South Kent zone. Buck 30 to go on the power play for South Kent. 1 minute even to go in the second period. It's tied at 2. Working through center. Kylie Ram around to the far side. That'll bounce all the way out as Padula wasn't there in time. Now he plays it for Sokolov. Alexander Sokolov dumps it in. The goaltender turns it out. Out front, he gets back. And Glazer almost gave up the lead again on a costly play behind the goal, but he's able to get back in time, and we stay tied. Both of these teams with excellent scoring opportunities late in the second period, and both have not been able to convert.
That was a close one there, Alec. Number 1, Glazer, almost handing the lead back to South Kent. The risky play behind the net.
Off the face-off, South Kent wins it. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Near side it comes, Resvy. Walks in near circle, save made Glazer. Rebounds poked free back to the point. Griffith gets there to hold it. Resvy, Griffith, shot from the high slot is wide. And it's going to be blown down. I believe that net has come off. It has. So we'll get a whistle with 15.2 seconds to go in the period. And they're going to bring this face off in the neutral zone.
About 15 seconds to make something happen here.
If not, they'll have about 25 seconds to make it work in the third period to start. Now here's a shorthanded breakaway. Possibly the goaltender out to make the play. Turns it over, and it's shot up into the mesh by Noddins. Oh, that was almost dangerous for South Kent. But Ratulis able to stay calm and get back into the goal as Noddins shot that puck up over the glass.
Looks like they're going to have 30 seconds in the third period to, produce something on the power play. 5.7 seconds left, and they're in their own zone.
To the point, a shot coming through. A drive by Shatuck to end the period. And 28 seconds to be exact to start period 3 on the man advantage for South Kent. What a good one we have on our hands here tonight from Aurora at LaPriere Family Arena between South Kent and Shattuck St. Mary's. 1 goal in that second period came on the power play. Roberts Noddins, his second of the game for Shattuck, has it tied at 2. The goaltenders, Garrett Glazer, Thomas Ratulis, standing tall for their respective teams in that period. And we go to the third, tied at 2 apiece. Hayes, thoughts on that second period? That pace just kept on keeping on.
Yeah, it's not much different from the first. Shattuck was down. They wanted one back, and that's what they got. Another nice goal. Definitely a very quick hockey game, and the second really didn't change much from the first. Lots of the same things. They went into the second period down 2-1, and Shatuck scored. No, not much else to say. Lots of puck moving, quick hockey.
Quick hockey and lots of puck movement. Exactly right. As we head to the second intermission here in Aurora, knotted at 2 apiece. Shatuck and South Kent, good third period due to come up here in this one. And don't forget, as St. Andrews College getting set to face off against Mount St. Charles to wrap up day one. That'll be here, and we'll have that all for you here on our St. Andrews College YouTube. For now, we step aside in the second intermission, and we take a break. We'll be back for the third period. Shatuck and South Kent here in Aurora. Welcome back inside LeBriere Family Arena here in Aurora. Alec Murray, Hayes Mantrop with you on the call for this one tonight, Shatuck and South Kent. What we knew was going to be a high-octane, good game between both sides. Good pace has lived up to exactly that. 2-2 after 40. Third period to decide a winner. South Kent will open with 20 seconds, give or take, now on the power play. As it's fired down into the Shatuck zone, it'll be the defenseman Logan Urban after it. He'll play it around the boards and out. 10 seconds left on that remaining power play time from the second. Played back up out of the near side with speed. Here's Luke Puchner down the wing. Puchner cutting to the goal! And a penalty coming, could not finish, but Shatuck's going to go to the power play now just as their penalty kill expired. And I mean, a power play that scored in the second period gets another crack at it here in the third, just about 30-plus seconds in, as that's going to be a hooking call on Spearens, who will be sent off for 2 or less. And Shatuck looking to retake their lead back from the first period.
It was right there. I thought that one was going in.
Faceoff will be to the right of the goaltender. Shatuck wins it clean. Daly will skate the blue line. Loves to shoot it from there. He'll pass off. Daly to Puchner, back to Daly. Daly looking for a lane. Now he'll opt off. Gets it back. Daly. Puchner in the slot. Bouncing puck over the stick of Hale. Back to Daly at the blue line. Daly lets it fly off the post and up and out of play.
Shatuck does a great job at utilizing that bumper guy on their power play.
Name of the game is to get it to number 6. Clean win back to Daly at the blue line. Daly near side and a one-timer. It's blocked out front. Teed up Noddins. He's got 2 looking for the hat trick. 1:30 to go. Daly near side, tap pass out front. Skating down low, Noddins try to jam it in, and a pad save made. Back onto the near side point, it's Daly. Skates the blue line. Daly looking, firing through. It's gloved down, and Ratulis will hang on. Again, the pure ability from 6 to find lanes and get pucks through.
Shatuck's done a great job on their power plays so far, using everyone on the ice.
Face-off win back to the point. Daly, who stayed out there. Near side, Noddins. Had it bounce on him. Daly gets it back in a minute to go on the power play. Daly, far side. He goes to Sung. Back to the near side dot. Puchner along the boards for Daly. Daly fires through traffic. Sung back out front. It's deflected and it's wide and it's down. Daly can't get a change off. Here they come. South Kent short-handed off the crossbar. Almost disastrous for Shatuck, who were trying to make changes and left Guin all alone. He almost gave South Kent the lead. Shatuck back in business. Hendrickson into the zone. His shot, he fanned on it. Steered aside by Ratulis. Back down low, they dig away at it. Damro back to the corner. They got 3 seconds to go. They'll work it around the horn. He was going for a change. Grubb, and he comes back. That'll bring it out of the zone. South Kent making changes. Meanwhile, here's Shatuck back in, trying to thread the needle in as they had Rifey going too. And that puck is flipped high and out of play. 3 minutes into this third period. Oh, action on both ends of the rink to start this third.
South Kent almost scored a shorthanded one there. The crossbar saved Shatuck in this close hockey game.
How about the release from Hudson Guin?
What a shot.
And now the officials are going to gather together here just inside the blue line of South Kent and have a discussion.
What do we think is going on down there, Alec?
I'm not sure if they're talking about the location maybe of this face-off or if it was deflected out of play, if it was sent directly out of play. The linesmen look like they're controlling this conversation with the officials, and it continues down at ice level.
Not too sure what's going on down there either.
I want to say it's about the location of the face-off or if it was sent directly out of play.
I think you're right. It's probably the location.
And they're going to leave it down inside the South Kent zone. So after a lengthy discussion, they opt to keep it to Singh. Face-off will be, again, down in the South Kent zone. They win it back, though, and Pellerin will play it around at center. Sokolov turns it over. Here comes Shatuck, and a shot by Chen is gloved down by Ratulis.
It's going to come down to who wants it more in this period. 2-2 hockey game.
Goaltending is going to continue to be a big, big, big piece in this third period.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Who's going to get one more save? And that's offside Shatuck as he caught it in the zone, Gavin Weber, and that should come back to the other side of center. It will. Make sure to stay tuned following this game. 7 o'clock puck drop. St. Andrews College, Mount St. Charles Academy in the final game of day one here in this PHC showcase. Up to the near side, TJ Hale down the wing. His shot fanned on it, flutters to the corner. Centering pass out front, turned aside by Ratulis into the corner. Almost a turnover by Sokolov in his own zone, but now they get it out at center. Tipped down, icing's waved. Centering pass in the slot all alone. Sokolov is turned aside by Glazer. Had to be sharp. Shatuck has had 2 questionable plays in their own zone in this period. It's almost cost them twice. Noddins tried to center it, gets it back to the point. Daly holds it in. He'll flip it to the corner. Picked up here by Bjorkman. Noddins dips it out. Back at center. In on the attack is Padula. Centering pass out front. That's off a skate back to the point. Padula, his shot. Blocker save made by Glazer. Battle for it along the near side boards. It'll be chipped back out at center, knocked down, and Padula spinning it back into the Shatuck zone momentarily. Now here comes Shatuck back the other way. It's Sung, a shot, turned aside by Ratulis. Big juicy rebound out front is steered to the corner. Both teams will make changes. Shatuck out of their own zone. Little stutter step for Hendrickson. He gets it up on the far boards. Knocked back down. That's as far as they get. Now here's a stretch pass to Sung. Sung down after it. He's met there by Jankowskis. And now he'll get it out at center. McCord. Puck carrier. He's wiped out in the neutral ice area. Meanwhile, it's Tulloch through, and he's offside.
Goaltending is going to be what this game comes down to. Lots of chances on both sides of the puck.
Off the face-off, one back by Shatuck. Urban plays it D to D on the far boards. Borland will flip it up at center. Kicking away at it there is Damrow. He'll get it in deep. Off the skate of Ravnik, and it'll bounce out at center. Here comes Samprins, and we get a whistle. It's going to be a high stick. And this face-off will be in the neutral ice area. Again, we welcome all of our viewers here tonight, whether you're tuned in from Minnesota or Connecticut, supporting these two teams, or here in Canada. As we got 14:25 left to go on a 2-2 hockey game, and a good one coming right down to the wire here in Aurora. Coming out from behind the goal, it'll be fired up along the far side. Bolotov. His pass is picked off by Garrity. Garrity will fire that puck off the boards and down. Icing's waved off, giving chase is Tulloch. Tulloch leaves it there for Ravnik. Ravnik will carry it up at center. He hits Guin. Guin rolled off his stick, but he heads back forward in the corner. Garrity to the near side, rolls around as Damrow trying to force that puck out and does. Little chip feed to the near side. It'll be dumped back in. Bolotov. Center round and back out at center. Ripped back into the zone by South Kent. Off the end boards, it's connected there by Luke Host. They'll work their way in. Down to the ice. Play continues as this top line goes to work for Shatuck. Puchner. They'll work it back up top to the point. Daly has it. He'll spin it in for Puchner. Puchner goes for Hale down low. Back for Puchner in the corner. He gets taken into the end boards by Kylie Ram, and now here comes South Kent back the other way with Resvy. Sokolov. Around the boards, it's picked up by TJ Hale. Hale plays catch with Puchner. Hale down the wing and firing a shot. It's gloved down by Ratulis, who hangs on with 12:41.
This top line on Shatuck is really gelling. Great puck movement, lots of speed. Not much else you could ask for besides a goal.
Off the face-off, it's Shatuck controlling in the zone. A shot toward the goal and another easy save for Ratulis. Nobody in front of him. Clear lane, clear vision. Gobbles it up for a face-off.
No shots are going to go in on these goalies when there's no traffic in front of the net.
Off the face-off, it's Shatuck picking it up down to the zone. Chen in behind the goal, back to the point, and it gets under the stick of Urban down the ice. Tried to shoot it before he had it on his tape. Chipped up off the glass in a battle for it, Ethan Chen. Coming in to help is Gavin Weber. It'll be freed up there by Garrity. D to D up at center. Here goes Weber. Picked back up by South Kent. Now they'll motor through center. Perdon. He lost it on the back end. Almost a dangerous play coming up. And now a stretch pass from Weber. He hits his man on the far board. That's Anthony. He couldn't get a shot off as he tried to drag around his man. Back into the Shatuck zone momentarily. Now they'll tip it up with Colin Grubb. He lost it. And now they'll have to regroup back at the defensive blue line. That pass will skip onto the near side. Here's a shot from South Kent. And it's up and out of play off a deflection.
I couldn't tell you which way this game's going to go. Both teams doing an amazing job. Applying tons of pressure, shots on net.
Face-off deep inside Shatuck territory. In to take the draw for South Kent is Svitravnik. Off the face-off, will be won back by Shatuck, and they'll control. Luke Host off the boards, and Shatuck St. Mary's is in enemy territory. Hendrickson along the boards. Backing around to the near side, held in by Daly, trying to throw it on goal, but it's picked off. Guin. Up for Ravnik, who's dumped at center. Look out, a turnover in behind the goal. They score! Maxim Saprins breaks the deadlock and South Kent takes a 3-2 lead.
Number 1, Shattuck's goalie, Garrett Glazer, showing some frustration on that play. Not sure if he thinks there should have been a penalty or he's just upset with his defense.
Saprins breaks the deadlock with 10:53 to go in the third, and South Kent has their second lead of the night. That's one that Garrett Glazer is going to want back. And now Shattuck's going to be tasked to try and tie this hockey game. Hale right back into the zone. Left off there for Urban. Urban trying to force it out at center. He does. Little give and go there with Noddins. Here they come into the zone. Poked off the stick that time of Puchner. He'll drop it back, and Noddins will start out of his own zone. Stopping up at center, looking for options, plays it off the board. Puchner tips it down in. Here's Hale. Tight angle shot. It's fought off by the goaltender, Ratulis. Bouncer on Ratulis. He'll take care of that as well. Now around the far board, South Kent will drag it out at center. Purdon gets it in deep. That pass back to the point, out of the reach of Padula. He's got to go back for it. Padula back around his own zone. Here comes South Kent. Out at center, knocked up. They'll get it down into the zone. Glazer there to play the puck onto the far side. Sent right back in, and Logan Urban will control in his own zone. Daly up the boards to the near side, hits his man. Here's Rifey. He'll stop up and wait for help. Far side, Shattuck pressuring. A shot goes high as Bedoya looking to tie it. Daly back at the blue line. Bedoya, he'll swap with Daly. Bedoya for Daly. Daly up top and a one-timer, and that's off the shoulder of the goaltender Ratulis. Back to the point, it's held in just. And now it'll bounce out at center as Urban plays for Daly. Daly will shift in. South Kent will take over. They turn it over. Here comes Shattuck. They've got 3 in. Pass into the slotted drive is turned down by Ratulis as Weber looks skyward. And we stay a 3-2 lead for South Kent.
Shattuck applying the pressure here. They want this one back.
8:21 to go here in the third period, and it's a 3-2 South Kent lead. The Selects looking to hang on against Shattuck. Right off the face-off, they'll just loft it out of the zone. Host plays it off to his partner, Garrity. They turn it over. At center, lockout, big hit coming. Cameron Garrity levels his man at the offensive blue line. Gavin Weber gets it in deep. First man on it is Beto. Played around to the near side. Little feed pass out. Here comes South Kent. Ravnik tried to pass off. Instead, it's picked off. Back the other way comes Tate Spalding. In a shot, save, rebound. He almost got a second one, too. It stays out. Boy, Shattuck is pressuring here. That one goes wide of the goal. Gavin Weber back to the point. They go far side. Borland, a drive wide of the net. Spalding back up top to the point. Quick shot. He's wide, and finally South Kent will clear. Shattuck turning up the heat here with 7 to go in the third. Tipped down into the zone by Weber. They'll go for a change. Played off to the far board. Shattuck able to hold it in. Here they come. Back the other way. A shot, and it's blocked out front. What an effort coming back into the play by Padula. Digging away at it is Chung. Trying to free that puck for Shattuck. They got that top unit out there. Back to the point it comes. Garrity holds it momentarily. Now it could be a break. Resvi back the other way, and it's flipped off his stick up and out of play with 6:41 to go in the third period.
Shatuck has been peppering this poor goalie with tons of shots. They really want this one back. It's going to take a big push to get it.
Mount St. Charles and St. Andrews College on deck at 7 o'clock. Shatuck trying to make a comeback here in the third. Daly back in his own zone. Drew Daly to the near side. Passes it up as that miss sunk. And now it's back out at center. They'll corral Hendrickson. He'll play it for Garrity. Garrity for Sung, tips it in, and Shatuck will go for changes. And that'll be icing on South Kent. So an offensive faceoff coming. 6:09 to go here in the third period for Shatuck St. Mary's, down 1.
Does Shatuck have what it takes to get this goal back and tie the game?
Bend but don't break for South Kent. Face-off win right off the draw. Shot is kicked out by the left pad of Ratulish. And then that puck is deflected up and out of play. Another excellent save by the South Kent netminder. Right off the face-off as he denies Nodin to the hat-trick goal.
I couldn't tell you the number, but Shatuck has had some amazing chances. Lots and lots and lots of shots on this goalie.
Urban up on the far side for Noddins. Noddins feeds off for Hale. A shot, save, and up and out of play. Good finish brewing here in Aurora. Another offensive zone faceoff coming for Shatuck. Played around, trying to jam that puck out as Ravnik. It's out at center, but sent right back in by Puchner. Drew Daly up on the near side. Hits his man Hale into the zone to the backhand. Centering pass. Noddins couldn't get a stick on it. If he did, it's tied at 3. Here comes South Kent back the other way. Tight angle shot through the slot. Back around on the far side. Guin plays it back in deep. Sent back around, and it's going to be picked up by Hale. Hale gets it out. Noddins, drop pass. Puchner fires, blocker save made. Puchner gets it back down in the corner for Noddins. Noddins able to free it up. He finds Bedoya. Bedoya for Puchner. Back for Bedoya down low. That puck gets away from him, and it'll be flipped out at center and down the ice. That will be icing on South Kent with 4:39 to go in the third.
This final 4.5 minutes. We'll see if Shatuck can do something here. They want this goal bad. Do they have what it takes?
Face-off win for Shatuck. Back along. Daly holds the point. Daly gets it in deep for Bedoya. Bedoya leaves it down low. Damrow gets sent into the boards, and it's around to the near side. Bedoya first man on it in the corner. He'll work it up top, and that puck will bounce down the ice. It will be icing once more on South Kent. You have a feeling they're going to get caught one of these icings, and now 4:12 to go. That clock can't tick fast enough if you're a select. Bedoya is going to get tossed from the face-off dot. Doesn't matter. Rifey wins it. Near side pass. Bedoya knocks it down with a glove hand into the corner. Plays it back for Damrow. Damrow trying to get it back to the point. Instead, it's picked off. Here is Resvy. Resvy in the slot. A shot goes just high. Side of the net trying to cover is Glazer. He will for a face-off. .353 to go and a 3-2 lead for South Kent. Face-off won by South Kent. A shot right off the draw and a save made by Glazer. Didn't know where it was, but he's able to squeeze it. Every save seems to get bigger and bigger for the Shatuck netminder.
Another beautiful save from number 1 Glazer.
Another one off the draw and another save made by Glazer. 2 right off the face-off, and Shatuck will work it up on the near side. Here comes Sung. He gets stopped into the zone. It's sent right back out. Shatuck gets it right back with Grubb. Back in their own zone. Look out, almost turning it over. Now it's batted out of midair. Back into the Shatuck zone. Giving chase after it is Pundert. All the way around to the far side, boards and up. Back out front of the Shatuck bench. Hendrickson into the zone, gets it in deep for Sung. Sung gets pinned on the end boards, trying to work up the puck free. Still battling for it, and now it'll be dug free. And played hard off the boards and down the ice, and another icing coming against South Kent.
3 minutes left. Shatuck's going to leave everything they have on the ice here.
We'll start to keep an eye on Garrett Glazer in between the pipes for Shatuck St. Mary's with just under 3, like you mentioned, left in this one. Off the face-off, down in the corner, bouncing puck to the point. Shatuck able to hold it in. Spinning around is Host. Host for Daly, a shot through traffic, loose puck down in the blue paint. And Ratulis is down, it's under him somewhere, he's got it.
Daly always seems like he's able to find a lane no matter where he's shooting from. Tons of pucks on net from him.
If Shatuck's able to find a goal here and come back, we'll play 10 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. If we get there. Shatuck's got to find a goal here first and a clean face-off win. Daly. They got their big boys out. Centering pass off a skate. It's going to go to the near side boards. And South Kent will get it out. That clock clicking ever so slowly if you're wearing black and red. Meanwhile, Shatuck's into the zone. TJ Hale to the corner. Daly holds it in, still holds it in. What a job to hold his own, but the third opportunity is out at center. Centering pass is picked off. Good stick there by Hale, who was out front. Would have been 2-0 for South Kent. 2 minutes to go in the third period. We keep an eye still on Glazer, who's not out of the net just yet. Here they come. Puchner into the zone. Glazer inching toward the bench. Puchner along the boards. He'll work it back to the point in Daly. Daly for Puchner. Half wall. Down low, Noddins. Noddins back to the point in Daly. Still in between the pipes is Glazer. Here comes a shot. Tipped on goal just wide. Now he's gone to the bench. It's the extra attacker on for Shatuck St. Mary's as Ethan Chen into the play. Loose puck will be sent to the near side off the boards and down the ice for South Kent. Quickly back the other way comes Shatuck. TJ Hale. 1:20 to go. They drop it off. Puchner to the point. Nobody home for Shatuck. Daly's got to go all the way back. 1:10 to go. Daly out of his own zone. He's got Hale. Hale up for Noddins, who tips it in. Rimmed around the boards, but held in, and a good job on the far side by Colin Grubb a minute to go. Shot blocked. They go back into the corner after it. Puchner Can't get it freed, and it's flipped out by South Kent in a race for it. Daly's out of gas. 45 seconds to go. They're going to pin it into the end boards. Empty net for South Kent. Back up top to the point. Rolling puck will be sent down. No icing. 30 seconds to go. Ripped around to the near side and out. They couldn't hold it in. Icing. Yes, icing is called with 22.6 to go.
22 seconds. What will they do?
South Kent doesn't think this should be an icing call, and now do we have a discussion about it? I don't think they agree with this call, but nonetheless, it's going to be by the way, this is a big call in this game. 22.6, you go from, having to reset in your own zone with 20 seconds to getting a face-off down in the South Kent end, and Shatuck's going to use a 30-second timeout here and try to drop a play off the face-off. They've been really good on face-offs so far tonight, so we will see what Shatuck St. Mary's is able to draw up on this play, and for South Kent, they just have to find a way to get this puck out. They clear it, it's over.
This puck is down in Shattuck's own end. It's going to be virtually impossible for them to get it back in the offensive zone.
Coming right down to the wire here in this one. Timeout over. 6 skaters for Shatuck.
Looks like it's going to be down in the South Kent Selects end. Shatuck has a chance.
Hale out there with Chen. Daly on the back end. They'll spread them all out. Puchner will take the face-off. Sung as well out there for Shatuck. And Noddins, who's got both. They win the face-off. Back to the point. Daly shot. Tipped just high. Noddins gets it back in the corner. It's picked off and a good stick there from Resvi. They're going to try and soak it into the sideboards. They can't. Daly fires right on, and the save is made by Ratulis, and he hangs on with 7 seconds to go.
This draw will determine the game. If South Kent wins this one, it's going to be really tough for Shatuck to, turn the puck over and get one on net.
Biggest face-off of the night for Puchner. He wins it. Daly holds the zone. They get it down. 2 seconds to go. They're going to run out of time. That is an upset if you see one. Look at the reaction down in the South Kent zone. They have upset Shatuck 3-2 in a barn burner here at St. Andrews College. What a performance by Thomas Ratulis in goal, and the game winner coming up midway through this third period as Maxime Sapernis able to bury it midway through the third, and South Kent gets their third win of the season over Shatuck St. Mary's. Step aside of the broadcast. We'll head down to ice level to have a chat with the goaltender who really put his team on his back here this afternoon. Thomas Ratulis, excellent for the South Kent Selects. Coming up, Mount St. Charles and St. Andrews College. John Dockett next, here from Aurora.
The goaltending in that game was something else. Both goalies stood on their heads, and South Kent was able to pull through. The game-winning goal the middle of the third, determined things. It really looked like Shatuck was going to come back and score another one, but South Kent held their ground and didn't let them score. Very impressive job by both of these teams. And now Alec at ice level. The post-game interview.
Down here at ice level, Thomas, I mean, first off, what a game by you guys. Second off, how big of a win is that for your program?
I think it's the first time we ever won Shatuck in PHC. So a big win. Honestly, big thank you to the boys. Blocking shots, doing everything they could. So, yeah, big win.
20 seconds left in that game. They iced the puck. The faceoff's down in your zone. What are you thinking? What's going through your mind?
I knew we were going to win. I just had that feeling. So, yeah, didn't think twice.
What can we expect from this South Kent team? Because that was a gritty win. I don't think many people here thought you guys had a chance against the Shatuck St. Mary's team coming in as heavy favorites. What can we expect from you guys the rest of this weekend?
We're a hard team to play against. If we really want to, we can beat anyone. So watch out.
What do you have to say about the guys in front of you as well? I thought your defense played really well tonight.
Yeah. Really big thank you to the defensemen. Big thank you to forwards, blocking shots, everything. Just an absolute team effort.
Thank you so much, Thomas, and best of luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
The host of this tournament, St. Andrews College, starts up at 7 o'clock. Stay tuned to watch that game.